Yep, go ahead and keep going. And we're gonna come in one of these rooms right over here, sir. Actually, we'll put you right in here for now. And then just, if you're able, go ahead and have a seat in that chair right there, and I'll be right back with you, okay?
I can't sit down with these hand irons on.
Let me take those off you, and then we'll just put them back on you once you're in there.
Okay. Well, I ain't gonna do nothing, man. I turn myself in.
Alright, I would suggest you still don't do anything stupid. If you decide to swing on an officer, you will pick up additional charges.
That'd be a dumb idea. I ain't gonna do that.
Alright, just go ahead and sit in the chair for me. Alright, Mr. Shade, just sit tight with me. I'll be right back with you.
Alright.
Well, that is interesting. We've been on a debacle with Mr. Shade for a while.
The warrant's on indictment, correct?
Yeah, he was wanted. The warrant is actually got wanted in connection with GTAs. It was supposed to say wanted in questioning of GTAs, but the felony fleeing and eluding is gonna be an actual charge that we can hit on him, which is gonna be two felonies because he ran twice, so 45 and 45. But we're gonna go there and talk with him, see what we can get from him. If you want to deactivate that warrant and let him know that we picked it up, and just write on there that he turned himself in.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Alright, when you do that, go ahead and step in this room here, and we'll go ahead and talk with Mr. Shane.
Okay.
Alright, Mr. Shane, I'm gonna wait for my other deputy before we begin, okay?
Alright. Can I get a lawyer?
Yep, just hold on one second. Once he gets in here, we'll go ahead and proceed, okay?
Alright.
Well, guys, I shouldn't say we found Mr. Shade. He, turned himself in, which, I mean, I guess it's okay for him, but, alright, Mr. Shane, so, you've been placed under arrest for the arrest warrant. You've turned yourself in. So at this time, you've got the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to have a lawyer present with you at all times during questioning. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be presented to you by the state of San Andreas at no cost to you. Do you understand your rights?
Yep.
With those rights in mind, do you still wish to speak with me?
About what?
Well, there's some other things I want to speak with you about, but with those rights in mind, do you want to continue speaking, or do you want a lawyer out?
I mean, I'd like to have a lawyer.
Do you?
I turned myself in hopes that maybe I could work out something. You know, I don't want to be in jail for the rest of my life just for, you know, one thing. You know, I got scared and I took off running, and I wanted to come back and, you know, just get it over with. So like I said, I can go to my barbecues and I can ride my motorcycle freely without having to worry about getting hemmed up and going to jail, and, you know.
Yeah, I get that. All right, so you are entitled to one phone call. So if you do have a lawyer, now would be the time to call your lawyer, and if they can make it down within a reasonable time, I will wait for your lawyer before we continue.
Alright, can I make that phone call right now?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Alright,
we're just gonna hang out here while you do that, okay? And just so you know, you are being audio and video recorded on the security cameras as well as my body cam, okay?
Alright.
And tell your lawyer once he gets here just to ring the bell upstairs, and I'll have this trooper go grab him. So he's gonna call a lawyer. Trooper, so obviously once his lawyer gets here, just go up there and make sure his lawyer is gonna be clean. Don't let him bring no guns or nothing down in here. And then we'll speak with his lawyer if he's able, or she is able to come here. Fill the lawyer in what's going on, and then you know, we'll bring the lawyer in here and continue.
Alright.
So let's go to he's got a valid license. I don't know what the hell's going on with the lighting here. Did you take care of that warrant on CAD for Mr.
Hey,
Shane?
I need you to come down here. I'm in a situation. I turned myself in. So I just want a lawyer down here, so you know, just in case they try to do some crazy shit, you don't never know.
What do they have it down for?
Fleeing. Yeah.
I gotta.
Oh dear. Well, they said get here as quick as you can. That'd be nice. All right, I guess just call me when you're at the front desk. I'll tell them, and then you come up there, or you can send me. I don't know if they're going. No, don't do that. Just get down here. All right, bye.
Alright, your lawyer on his way?
Yeah, he's gonna be coming.
Okay. Well, while we wait for your lawyer, we're going to go ahead and put you in a holding cell. Once your lawyer gets back here, we'll pull you out. We'll come back in this room and we'll have a conversation and see what we can do with you, okay?
Okay.
So we're going to uncuff you from this chair.
Yeah, my hand's still stuck to it.
Yeah, it's just a precautionary. So I'm going to take it on good faith that you're not going to deck me one when we go back to the cell here, but go ahead and go out the door.
You holding on to your radio pretty tight.
Yeah, that just the force of habit. And then we're going to go right in this, one of these cells right over here to the left. We're going to put you in these other ones. I'm not going to put you in the nice ones.
Okay. That's okay.
You can choose. I don't care which one. You're just going in one.
Fuck it. I'll just go in the middle one. Actually, this one's got a better view. I can see more.
Alright, go ahead and walk in there, Mr. Shane.
Yes, sir. I think if you just do this, be alright.
Alright, Mr. Shade, we'll, once we get your lawyer here, we'll come back down and, chat with you, alright?
Alright.
God damn it, I don't know why my keys are not working.
Here.
You can come up here. Everything's locked today. He can't get in nothing. Sierra 94, I'm going to be 10-6, unknown ETA, booking one individual waiting on a lawyer. Come on, get through the damn door. Sierra 22, are you gonna wait out here with me with this lawyer?
If we're taking a smoke break, I'll be on the upper level. Call me when he arrives.
I'll be sitting at the front desk. Hey, what's up, deputy?
What's going on? How are you?
Oh, pretty good. Just got Mr. Jim Merrill Shade downstairs on a holding cell.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he came in and turned himself in, but he's looking at 2 felonies right now. So he's looking at roughly 90 months down in the Bolingbrook, but he wanted to call a lawyer, so I gave him his right to call, you know, the one phone call, and his lawyer's on the way. So once the lawyer gets here, we'll let the lawyer know what we got him in and see if we can work out if he'll take a plea deal or if he'll talk or if he's just gonna lawyer up, not say anything, and take the full 90 months.
There you go. We'll see what happens, man. We've been trying to get him for a while, huh?
Yeah, well, the thing is with that, you know, all them GTAs that have happened down there in them scrapyards, we obviously know there's a chop shop there. I want to know if he's got any more information with that. I'm hoping maybe he'll give me some names or give me something that's going on, but we can only hope.
Right, right. Well,
It's just a waiting game now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go use the restroom real quick.
Yep. Oh, and just I got a question for you before you go, Deputy.
Go ahead.
On the CAD, because he's a felon, felons cannot possess any sort of weapons. Are we able to revoke their CCW license?
I believe so. Just have to double check in there.
All right.
I believe you can though.
I'll have to look in the CAD.
Alrighty.
How can I help you, sir?
I'm here to represent a Mr. Shade, Mr. Jim Shade, I believe.
All right. Are you his lawyer?
Yes.
All right, sir. My name is Trooper Tess. I'm with the San Andreas State Police. We were actually waiting on you. All right, sir. Before we go down and speak with Mr. Shade and everything like that, I just need to do an officer safety. You're not carrying any sort of weapons, knives, drugs?
I do have my concealed carry. Yeah, I always carry that. But yeah, you can pat me down.
Do you have your weapon on you right now or no?
Yes, it is in my back pocket.
Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove the weapon from you right now. I'm just going to put it up here on our desk, and then we can give it back to you once you leave the premises, okay?
That is 100% okay.
Alright, anything else, sir?
That is all.
Alright, and then, like I said, my name's Trooper Tesson, and who am I? What's your name? What can I call you, sir?
My name is Mr. Cooter.
Alright, Mr. Cooter, are you going to go ahead and follow me? We'll go down and speak with Mr. Shade.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and walk in front of me.
Yes, sir.
So just to let you know, Mr. Shade, we've been after for quite some time. There's actually been quite a few Grand Theft Autos, and 90% of the area that these calls have originated from, Mr. Shade has been involved. His charges on the actual warrant that we had out for him was, we wanted to question him with those GTAs, but the main one was felony fleeing and evading. He ran on foot and then twice in a vehicle.
So what are his current charges as of right now?
As of right now, the current charges that we have on Mr. Shade is going to be fleeing and eluding ×2, so he's looking at roughly 90 months down in Bolingbroke.
Fleeing and eluding ×2?
Yes.
Can I hear what times they were?
The first time we were trying to stop him in question, I was trying to stop him in question over on Arsenal Street. Nearest postal is going to be 247 in regards to the vehicle GTAs that we were having that night. Upon trying to speak with him, I told him I was going to detain him, explain what was going on. He straight up ran. We ran through 2 scrap yards. He doubled back, got in a vehicle, and fled. Then the next night, we had another Grand Theft Auto call on the other side of town. He was seen, Mr. Shade was seen leaving the immediate area in a blue moon van. We proceeded to pull him over, question him about the whole thing. He took off in his vehicle and fled from officers that lost eyes. So those were the 2 times that we had fleeing and eluding.
So that last one was most recently, and what was that again?
The blue moon van was related to another Grand Theft Auto over, I believe, by Grove Street. I'd have to go back and look in the reports to see what it was for sure.
Okay. So he's got Grand Theft and 2 charges of fleeing and eluding?
The charges are fleeing and eluding, not GTA. He's wanted in questioning for the GTAs because he's been spotted around 90% of them, leaving the immediate area or being in the immediate area.
Okay, that just sounds like a bad case of bad place at the right time, for you guys at least.
Yeah, but we still have to do a little bit of an investigation, but I can take him out of the cell, and we can put you guys in a room just to talk and give you guys your confidentiality for a minute, and then when you guys are ready to talk, we'll come in and see what we can do.
Great.
You can go ahead and follow me. Trooper, if you want to grab Mr. Shade.
Good to see you, man.
You just want to go ahead and step in this first room right here. You can go ahead and step in that room. It should be open for you, and we'll bring Mr. Shade right in.
Alright, thank you very much.
Same place before?
Yep, same place before, and then make sure you cuff him to the chair for me, please. And Mr. Cooter, just be advised, Mr. Shade has already been read his rights. He understands why he's here. We did not proceed until you got here, okay?
Okay. Thank you very much.
Alright, Troop, once you get him settled in there, we'll give him a minute to talk, and then the lawyer will come out and we'll see what we can do.
You can stand if you want.
I guess I have to.
If you'd like to sit here, I'll switch with you.
It's all good, man.
Okay.
Good.
You can come on out.
Alright, Mr. Shade. You called me here and it's my understanding that being charged with fleeing and eluding ×2, and you might be looking at some charges of grand theft.
Hey, can you hear me talking?
Yeah, I can. Why?
Okay, I fixed it then. I was double micing it.
Oh, okay.
It must be better.
Alright. You come. Oh, no, it's not. Okay. So pretty much, we just gotta let them have their confidentiality, let them talk, see what they're gonna do, see what his lawyer wants, and see what we can provide as a state. I know Jim does have a CCW, and because now he's gonna be a convicted felon, that unfortunately is gonna have to be revoked.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll just have to see if we can revoke it, or if I can get his license from him one more time, so I can put it in the database that it's gonna be revoked.
Yeah, if you get the license, if you want, you can revoke it. I have the system pulled up on the tablet.
Whoa, does the CAD work in the tablet now?
Well, if you, if you do it the way I do it, then yeah.
No, it doesn't sound like he was stopped you lawfully. It sounded like he was. Yeah, that's. I'll have to get a. I do want to get a statement from the officer and see what happened on his end, and we might be able to get that.
I don't want to revoke his entire license, because he can still have his driver's license. It's just a CCW.
Well, the thing is, when we are chasing him, he's reckless driving like a maniac, so I have that all over my dash cam.
Yeah, but he's not being arrested for right now, though. Those are the previous charges.
If there are charges being put out, yeah, reckless driving is going to be on it if the dash cam shows up with someone behind the wheel.
I'm saying that the two incidents that I had with him, I don't think you were attached to him, but one of them is going to get dropped, I guarantee.
Well, I do want to talk.
Yeah, I'm not willing to drop my reckless driving. He went on the wrong side of the freeway to the exit ramp, on the wrong on-ramp onto I-4.
But can you
Then up on
identify
railway tracks.
him as being that driver, though? That's the thing.
Well, if I check the dash cam footage, comes back to him, then maybe.
Well, then you'll have to
Yes,
do
I
it
was
as an
behind him the
additional
whole time.
charge, because this is on a previous warrant for something
Yep.
totally different.
Like I said, we can continue this investigation, and if the charges come through, I'm putting it on this case. For now, you can continue with your charges that you have and the warrant that's on them.
Do you have anything else you want to talk to me about?
But I know because after we had the whole incident with the warrant that went out and everything, I did talk to the supervisor, and I think the one GTA on Arsenal Street is going to be
Oh, the blue van is a work vehicle?
Going to be dropped, because that was kind of a shit show to begin with.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe I'll see what happened on that traffic stop. See what they were pulling you over for initially. If they had a lawful reason to stop you, then there's nothing I can do. All right, man.
I don't know what is up with my eyes,
Come in here. They're gonna take you back to your cell, and I'm gonna speak.
or
with
what the hell is going on, but for me, it's like
We'll just go from there.
blacking out.
All right.
My eyeballs must be screwed up.
Yeah, I'm having those issues there and there too.
Alright, Troop, you want to take him back to his cell?
Who was the trooper that
Me.
spoke with that stopped him
Me.
by the, what was the address? 247 U?
Yeah, it was me.
Okay. Can I speak with you in private?
Back to that cell shoot.
Yeah, let's go in this room right here.
Okay.
Alright.
So can you run me through what happened when he took off running from you there?
So, with that one stop, I did talk to my immediate supervisor about that. Because of the nature of the call, what happened is we had approximate 6 or more Grand Theft Autos in that area of Arsenal Street, Murphy Road, and I can't think of the one right off the top of my head, and I do apologize. But in the complex of them scrapyards, they were constant. And Mr. Shade was, like I said, he was in the area of all of them. You know, we couldn't directly pin him to where the pings went off, but he was in the immediate area every time that an officer showed up. The last one that I had went on, it was on, I believe, Murphy Street. It was pinned on like the northern end, and he was walking southbound. So at that point, I decided to stop him. After speaking with my supervisor, we deemed that it was an illegitimate stop. So that one, I think we are going to drop from the charge over on Murphy Street. So at this time, he would only be looking at one fleeing and eluding, and that would be the Blue Moon van over on Capitol Boulevard on the bridge.
Okay. What was the stop initiated for on the blue van?
User disconnected from your channel.
The blue van was visual high speeds, and leaving the area of another reported Grand Theft Auto. Like I said, we had a location go off. He was seen leaving the location. Like I said, visual high rates of speed. I could not get him clocked because he was on the other side of what you consider a divided highway. We had the rail track in between us. So I had flipped around. I had caught up to him, pulled him over. He pulled over. We were just talking, and at the time, we were, like I said, we wanted to get him out to speak with him in regards to the other Grand Theft Autos, just to see what he knew, if he knew anything, if he was related, if he was not related, to get this whole thing resolved. And then, right when I got 2 more units as backup, he fled. And for the reasoning, him fleeing, I don't know what his reasoning was. That's where that fleeing and eluding charge comes from, is because he split from the traffic stop. Okay.
From what I understand, he delivers Chinese food, pizza, and all that stuff. He's a food delivery guy, part-time when he's not working at his other job. And the vehicle...
Say that again, sir?
The vehicle that he was driving, he does part-time delivery, food delivery. And from what I understand, the place that hired him provides him with a blue van. So that might be... I don't think that that's something that he was involved in with a stolen vehicle. I think that I can understand the visualized speed, but there's no way that he can be... that they can pin a Grand Theft on him for that.
And I'm not saying we have pinned him for the Grand Theft Auto. None of those charges have enough substantial evidence to pin him. It's just coincidence on our end that every time we get a Grand Theft Auto, this gentleman, Mr. Shade, is always in the area. And like you said before, it might be the wrong place at the right time kind of thing. But on our end, we have to explore all avenues. Anything from something that's a simple mistake to something it could be pretty serious. We have to cover the broad spectrum. So,
okay.
But none of the GTA charges were actually stuck because there's not enough substantial evidence or enough probable cause to actually say yes, Mr. Shade was the individual to steal or attempt to steal multiple vehicles.
Yeah.
He just wanted in questioning for those.
Okay. Well, as far as I see it, is he can only be charged with that one fleeing and eluding.
And that's the way we're looking at it too. Just the one fleeing and eluding, which would be 45 months. But because it is a felony charge, I do know Mr. Shade has a concealed weapons permit that now would be invalid, and he cannot have a weapon because he's a convicted felon.
Okay.
And I know on his record it still shows for me.
Anything you can do for him to maybe lower it since he came in and turned himself in on good terms?
I could, but there's a lot of little stuff that I've kind of let slide with Mr. Shade. I mean, if he wants to talk and if he has any information regarding those GTAs, like I said, I'm not accusing Mr. Shade of Grand Theft Auto, but if he does know anything of the sort or can provide any beneficial information to the police department, I might be able to talk with the supervisor and see what we can do.
Okay.
So I'm willing to go there. But like I said, if he's gonna get convicted of this one GTA, which he most likely is, he'll be going to jail. He'll be losing his CCW permit, and he cannot have a weapon. And I do know Mr. Shade has a license. I do know that he has a motorcycle that is not registered with the DMV, and that small stuff that I've let go, he does need to take care of. But none of that's gonna matter to this case.
Okay. Well, I think we can just settle for the 45. If you've already let a couple things go, I think we can settle. And
yeah, like the work vehicle, I understand it's a work vehicle, but it still has to come back registered to somebody, someone, something. It can't just be an invalid plate.
You're talking about the blue van?
Yeah, the blue van. It's still got to come back registered, because that's just like you or me. If we're driving a vehicle that's not registered and we get stopped, even if I get stopped, I can't provide documentation. I get hit with a fine or a fee or jail time.
Well, that's where you need to contact the workplace. You still can't charge it unless he...
No, I'm not saying I'm going to charge it. I'm just saying maybe he can speak with his boss to get it registered to something. That way, if we do a plate check, it doesn't come up not registered to anybody, because then they can just create a problem for any employee.
Do you have, did you by any chance write down the plate?
Not off the top of my head, but he did say something about Chinese, and I think it's Kung Fu 34 is what was on the blue van, but do not hold that to me. I have to go back and look at dash cam footage.
Okay, well, I think we can settle and just stick with where it is. Would you mind if I had another word with him?
Yeah, that's totally fine. You can just let him know that right now he's looking at the full 45 and the loss of his CCW because he's a convicted felon. If he's wanting to talk about the GTAs, like I said, and again, I'm not accusing Mr. Shade, but if he does have any beneficial information, then we might be able to work with something. I might be able to get a hold of a supervisor and see. I might be able to text my supervisor and see what he says.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll move over to the same room we were in before and just I'll wait on him there.
Okay, we'll have him in there, and then once you're done with him, just come step on out. I don't want to keep moving Mr. Shade and get him irritated. We'll just put him back in there one more time. I won't cuff him because he's been pretty compliant. So we'll just have him sit down and you go in there and chat with him. When you're done, you can come on out, okay?
Alright.
Alright, Mr. Shade. Mr. Shade, you there? Alright, go ahead and proceed back onto the same room. Speak with your lawyer for me, sir. I'm not going to go ahead and cuff you. Then when you guys are done talking, just remain in the room, alright? And I'm not going to cuff you to the chair or the table because you've been compliant with me and everything like that, alright? And I don't want to keep shuffling you back and forth.
I appreciate it, man.
Alright, so just go ahead and head back over to that first room. Your lawyer's waiting for you.
Alright.
Alright, Troop, what's up?
Nothing. Just doing a report.
Yeah,
Watching
so
it.
we're looking at one felony eluding charge was dropped. He is looking at a full 45 right now. He's going to lose his CCW because he's going to be a convicted felon. But if he does speak about the previous GTAs, we might lower it to 30 if I can get a hold of a supervisor.
But he said that he
Alright.
so it's kind of hard for him to already not worry about the 40.
You gonna send it to him tonight?
Yeah, I'm going to text the supervisor
Kilo
right now.
1465 Mike.
Okay, how long are you gonna put him for? One fling eluding is how long? 15 minutes?
No, it's a felony, so it'll be 45. But it just depends on what
40
we work
yeah.
out here. That's why his lawyer's here.
Alright.
But if I'm being honest with you, you might have better luck just sticking with what you got.
We'll see what they got to say. I mean, it's up to him.
Okay. You said you know what they drive. What do they drive?
User left your channel.
So there's two guys on a little Faccio wearing some hoodies. Okay. Well, if you want to take that chance, and you want to talk to them and give them that information, then okay. Well, I will let the officers know, and I'll that you want to speak with them and give them a little information, and then maybe able to shave a little bit off, and I'll let them know that maybe you want about 10 months taken off of it. How's that sound? Alright. I'll pull them in here and I'll let them know before they come in, and you do your thing.
This warrant been going on for a week.
Hey, so
Yes, sir.
he is willing to comply and answer a few questions regarding the grand theft in the area that he happened to be in the area of. He was going to answer. He said he saw a couple people out there, but he is asking if he can get maybe about 10 months taken off of his charges.
So instead of 45, he's wanting 35.
If that's possible.
Well, it's just going to depend on what information he's able to provide, if it's not stuff that we already know. And I did go ahead and message my supervisor, so I just kind of gave him a heads up. So once we talk with Mr. Shade, see what we get, I'll give him a phone call and see what we can do, see what the supervisors, I got to have his final say.
Okay. Well, he's in there. He said he wants to give. He's got a little information of it, and he'll pass it off.
Okay, you're more than welcome to come back in there and listen.
Yeah, I'd like to listen.
All right, Mr. Shade, how you doing, sir?
I'm good. I'm here, you know.
Okay, so your lawyer stated that you wanted to give up some information, and I just want to give you a heads up on kind of the area that we're looking for. There was a string of days, 2 or more days, that we had a constant alert of Grand Theft Autos over in the scrap yards, Arsenal Street, Murphy, Postal 247. We already have information that there is a chop shop. In regarding to the whole matter, unfortunately, you were in the right place at the wrong time.
Right.
So that's why you're being investigated for the GTAs. Then we just want to know if you have any information regarding that, something that might help us or have another angle on it, anything like that.
Alright, well, so there's two guys. One of them wears red, white, and blue, like Star Spangled Banner looking clothes.
Yep, that's the Mr. William Brunt.
I don't know their names, but he was always out there, and he was always riding on the back of a Faccio of another guy out there who was always wearing a hoodie. Right? He's always wearing like a gray or white hoodie, and he's got a little like gray or white Faccio, and I've seen him zipping up the town, stealing all kinds of damn cars and taking them out there to that chop shop. They're taking them down there and selling the hell out of them. They're making a killing out there. But there's two of them. I ain't seen them in a while, but I remember seeing one of them just out there on Strawberry, and they'll be zooming up and down the interstate coming down this way, and they'll go all the way up towards Pink Cage, and they'll come back this way, and they'll just be taking cars, and they'll be taking them down there, lining them up and selling them. Chopping them to pieces.
Okay. Is that all you got?
Yeah, I mean, that's, yeah, I done see them around. They're always around the center of town, though. They're on that little Faccio, and he's always wearing a hoodie, and the hood's up, too, always. Always got the hood up.
Okay, is it a black hood by any chance?
It differs, because I've seen him wear like a light colored hood, and I've seen him wear a real dark colored hood. But he's always got the hood up, and he's always on that Faccio, and he's flying around the town with his buddy on the back. It's either the buddy in the Star Spangled Banner on the back or another guy with the same type of hoodie on. Like they're a group or something.
Okay.
User joined
Alright,
your
just go ahead
channel.
and chill out in the chair. Lawyer, you're more than welcome, Mr. Cooter, to stay in here. I'm going to go ahead and go out and see what I can do, talk with some other officers, and see what we can come to, okay?
Alright, well, I appreciate it, man.
Yep.
Take time.
Okay, this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, I heard it all through the other
Well,
one.
he's asking for 10 months off, but that information that he provided is not the stuff that we already know, because the two individuals that's on the Faggio, I've had run-ins with both of them. One that's wearing the Star Spangled stuff is William Brent, and the
Kilo
other
1-4
one
back tonight.
I think is Carl, but I'm not sure his last name. But he's saying that he said that they were stealing the cars and they were selling them and stuff. But what still puzzles me is when we had those calls, we had a lot of cops in that area, but there was never 3 individuals leaving. It was always the one individual, and it was always Mr. Shade leaving that area. There was never 2 other individuals. There was never no Faggio around or anything like that, so that doesn't really match.
Yeah.
But
If you don't buy it or you're not comfortable with it, straight up tell them, because if we're not getting a deal out of it, what's the point?
Who's the current supervisor on Stevens?
No.
No, shit. You?
There's...
No. Well, alright, I'm gonna give the boss man a call real quick. You wanna just watch them? They're just chilling in that room right now. He's not coming for nothing. We're gonna give... call and see if we can get an answer. Sierra 94. Who's is there any current supervisor on? Nope, I don't think so. Well, guys, what are we gonna do here? Hey, troop. So you've been listening. What do you think, kind of as an outsider view, since you're not directly related to this investigation? Trooper.
Yeah, sorry, what was that again?
I said, what is your whole view? You've heard a lot of information. You're not directly related. What do you think?
Alright, from what the charges are and the details he provided to plea his case for the 10 months off, yeah, no. The information we already hold, and more better than what he's providing us, so I can tell some of it is untrue.
Yeah, just
So,
the information.
unless he provides us the actual information that we have no clue about, then no, we're not giving the 10 months off.
Yeah, I don't...
Plus, I'm still waiting on the dash cam footage to see what...
Y'all have Bluetooth?
Yeah.
What about you?
What do you mean Bluetooth? Like, just so we can talk back and forth, or no?
Yeah, just all-around Bluetooth that everybody has.
I do, but I don't really get on my Bluetooth when my body cam is on and recording.
What about you, Trooper? You got your Bluetooth working?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
I don't know what that was about. But no, the information is not really useful, because I've seen both those individuals, and I've only seen them on a Faggio once, and a deputy had them stopped.
Oh. Yeah, I don't think you'll be able to prove with that dash cam footage, depending on how close he was. That dash cam footage is not clear at all.
Well, if
Alright, hey, Troop. Alright, let's see what's going on with that.
yeah, so the dash cam came back, the lab brought it in, and yeah, the face showed unclear. I got the
Okay.
vehicle is stolen, so of course we cannot pin it on him, so I guess my charge is nothing. But the whole 10 minutes time off, unless he could provide something more valid, then no.
Okay, we're going there, we'll sell this. Mr. Cooter, Mr. Shane.
Yeah.
Alright guys, so we were also looking at something else. We had dash cam footage of, we had the lab take a look at it, and everything was unclear, so we don't have to worry about that. But this is where we're at here. So Mr. Shea, with the information that you provided, it's stuff that we already knew and have already validated. As far as you stating that those two gentlemen on that Faggio were the ones that were lining up the cars and stealing, we can't, we don't think there's any validity to that, just because of the nature that with all the calls, the only person that was around the immediate area within like a block or walking down the road or whatever was you. We never found two other individuals. We never seen a Faggio in the area, and nothing like that. I've ran into both those individuals that you described on other occasions in other different circumstances, and I've only seen the Faggio once. So I don't believe that they're going to be associated with all the GTA. So right now,
if I could say,
if you don't want to take it, I mean that's up to you, man. I'm just.
If I could say that he did give you very good information regarding those two, because I know for a fact that that William Brunt, whatever the hell, was arrested recently for Grand Theft Auto, and he's pretty much thinking that almost every vehicle he sees is his.
well, I had a Mr. William Branton in my custody for a GTA in that scrap yard once, but then he got shot by another person that was in that scrap yard. So there's, like I said, there's something else going on that I don't necessarily think it involves those two individuals. I unfortunately am going with my gut feeling and say that Mr. Shade knows a little bit more information than he's choosing to give, and that's on him.
That's not true. That's not true.
So
It sounds like Mr. Shade's giving you every bit of information that he knows.
So right now, what we're looking at is 45 minutes, or 45 months, correction, and you'll be losing the ability to conceal carry because you're going to be a convicted felon, and you're not supposed to have any firearms, alright? You got any questions, Mr. Shade, Mr. Cooter?
Jim, you got any questions?
Fuck no.
Alright, we'll have the trooper take Mr. Shade back to the holding cell. We'll get a representative from Bolingbrook Penitentiary. Will come down and get you, alright? And then, Mr. Cooter, do you have any questions?
This one.
No questions. Just take care of him.
Yeah, he'll be taken care of. You can go ahead and exit out through this door. We'll unlock that other door once Mr. Shade is secure, and then you know your way back upstairs.
Yeah, you have my firearm. I'd like to have it back.
Alright.
Go ahead and come on, and we'll get your firearm back for you.
CCW.
You guys, new motorcycle crew in town? I heard there's a bunch of bikers around or something, racers or something. He did not like that. Let me just grab your weapon for you. Oh, Jesus. Alright, it's going to be right there on the desk for you, sir. The mag was pulled out. And you can go ahead and put it back together as you see fit. And then go ahead and exit the doors to your left there, okay?
Thank you very much. I'll
Alright.
rack it when I get outside so you guys feel safer.
Alright, you have a good day, Mr. Cooter. Alright, did we get him sent down or no?
Yeah, he's in here.
He's in where?
The cell one.
I'm gonna go ahead and go in here with him. You wanna back up from the door, Mr. Shade? Alright, Mr. Shade, you're clearly aware of what's going on and everything, alright?
Yeah.
Alright, we'll have a representative from Bolingbrook Penitentiary come down and pick you up, okay?
Mm.
Alright. Troop, did you take care of the CCW or no?
Yep. Yeah, I revoked it.
Well, I guarantee he's gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
But, Mr. Shade, I'm surprised he turned himself in. I was really hoping to, you know, like go after him a little bit, like put more effort in there. I'm kind of a little upset that he turned himself in.